Thanks a lot for coming. We very much appreciate it.
This year's event is raising funds for the emergency department.
The emergency room department here needs renovation. We know that. It needs to be physically updated. But not just the physical part. It needs to be transformed in terms of how we deliver services.
And no one knows when it's going to happen to them, regardless of their age. You want it to be there when you need it.
He started getting sick like on Wednesday. He called up with a headache and I feel really dizzy. I zipped up there and I still was expecting him just to be flu-like, okay? And he got off the bed and he almost fell over. And I thought, oh my God, what's wrong with him? Got him home, I still thought, flu. Chicken noodle soup, how about a Gatorade, go rest.
It just progressively was getting worse and worse and we had no idea. And I took him to the emergency room. Somebody at the front desk thought that he had cerebral palsy. And I said, I think he had a stroke. I don't know what is wrong with him. And within 2 minutes, there were maybe 6 to 8 people working on him. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on with him, this poor kid?
So you go through this, you don't realize how all these specialists interface with each other online and send scans back and forth. I was just amazed. I thought they would take these images, we'd have to wait for a radiologist or something, or they would send us out to have some of these services done. But it was done and we heard back 15 or 20 minutes later that the neurologist down at HCMC read it and no, he does not have a brain tumor. So I mean, you breathe that sigh of relief.
It's a personal connection. It's somebody who cares. It's your family that's around you. And that is so important, especially when you're dealing with your kids or something that's out of your realm.
We know that when people come to our emergency room, many times it's a crisis, but that crisis doesn't end right when the emergency visit ends. It goes on. And that's what we need to begin to think about in healthcare, helping people with transitions in their life from the emergency room visit to what happens next.
He did have an encephalitis, perhaps a form of meningitis. We came home with a walker, with a wheelchair, and then he stayed home with us for about 2 more weeks or 2.5 more weeks where we continued to go to occupational therapy.
I'm thankful that we have a facility with high standards and the physicians literally in our backyard.
The role of foundation is critical. I don't think we could do what we do without that kind of support. And going forward, as we plan to build what I call the emergency department as a future, we're going to depend on support from our foundation to do that.
It's a lot of the same supporters that have been supporting this for years. And this will be our 31st year, and there's some of the same people here that started here 31 years ago.
Every year, this event gets bigger and better, and we do more and more to help Ridgeview Medical Center and the region.
As an individual, I'm only interacting with a handful of patients a day. When we, as a physician group and as individuals, have decided to give back to Ridgeview, it's given us the opportunity to be part of a relationship that affects thousands of patients every day.
That's it! Get it! Get it! Oh.
What makes this event so successful is that people tell me all the time that they can trust Ridgeview with the funds that we raise because of all the wonderful projects that are going on. They see it happening.
Oh, yeah! That was my guy!
We can't do this without you. This is a $15 million project that we rely mostly on philanthropy to make sure it happens and happens soon.
I think at the core, all of us deep down know that we want to use the great gifts that God's given to all of us to reach out and touch people at the time that they really need to be touched, at the time that they're in need. And Ridgeview touches the lives of people at the time that they really need help.
Help us go from good to great.
Join us in the pursuit of providing world-class health care.
Together, we've made a difference.
Thank you for supporting Ridgeview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on behalf of myself, on behalf of the Board of Directors, and on behalf of all the Ridgeview family, thank you very much for your generosity. Thank you for how generous I know you're going to be tonight, and I hope you have a great evening.